It's time for you to know and for us to start our show. Have a drink and take a seat here on Brewsic and Boozies.
Chris, your face, you're like sipping it. Welcome. We're back. Woohoo. Greetings from Texas still. And we have a guest this week. This is Jimmy. And Jimmy, I'm going to pass the mic to you so you can do the awkward intro.
Oh, sure. Greetings, one and all. Jimmy Bag of Donuts from Foodies Never Die Podcast. Check us out. Brewsic and Boozies is under our pirate flag now, as it were, as they're redesigning it.
Working on it.
Give us a check out. Find us on Instagram. Look for Jimmy Bag of Donuts. Foodies Never Die. It's all about the texture, the drunken thumb, and Brewster Cogburn. If you're not already following Brewsic and Boozies, do that too. That would just be smart. Otherwise, why are you watching this?
I know you guys just did a episode on, I know you talked about the NFL draft, but I think you had an episode after that. But right now the NFL draft is sticking out in my mind because I was like, why on earth are they talking about it?
Yes, we did. Well, we could have used your Bills input.
I know I had an invite, but I was like, I don't know enough about football except for the Bills.
It's okay. It's totally fine.
It's fine. That's fine. It's okay. But yes, we have an exciting episode tonight because this is a big deal because Chris and I don't think we've talked about a movie that was made after 2001 in the 15 weeks that we've been doing this. Oh, no, we talked about a movie from 2003 and I can't remember which movie it was.
No, Spider-Man was 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, we are talking about a new movie, something that was made last year, 2020, I think.
Yeah,
but it is
technically came out.
Yeah, 2020. But it is Psycho Goreman. I feel like I have a weird inflection when I say it, but yes, for all you Shudder heads out there and horror people, I know Chris is dying to talk about this movie. I am. I just want people to watch it so I could talk about it more with more people. You'll be on my side by the end of this. I swear. No.
No, you
won't. But yeah, Jimmy, what are you drinking?
Yes. Well, I'm going to crack this open right now, but it is a Barrier Morticia oak bourbon barrel spirals and coffee infused Imperial Stout. And it's pretty good at 10.1%
That sounds
alcohol.
Delicious.
Very coffee.
Wait, Barrier?
We'll know in about 5 minutes when it hits me.
Oh no. All right,
I'm
Chris,
here.
what do you got?
So I went something very original, like this movie. This is a vodka and soda.
Oh, I mean, it's original for you.
I actually have a name for it. I actually call it something. I'm calling this the Hunky Boy.
Great name. Perfect.
Well,
If you drink it, you become a hunky boy. That's my dream.
From now on, when people make vodka seltzer, vodka soda?
Sorry, vodka and 7-Up or lemon.
Vodka and a lemon lime soda is going to be called the Hunky Boy from now on for no reason whatsoever.
Not my hunky boys.
That's going to be your new flag. Not my hunky boys.
All right.
I'm obsessed. Okay. Obsessed with what I'm drinking. I've been drinking a whole lot of this in Texas. It's called ranch water and it's spicy seltzer. It's agave. Oh, wow. What a glare. No one's going to see this, but it's agave, lime juice, and jalapeno in a spiked seltzer. And it is delicious.
So it's like tequila seltzer?
Yes, basically. But it doesn't taste like tequila. It tastes like spiked seltzer with jalapeno. And then it settles on the bottom.
Sounds like a spicy hunky boy to me.
Spicy hunky boy.
Sounds like it. I do
I'm
not like
obsessed
hunky
with it.
boys.
Or do I? Okay, let's dive in. I know Chris is dying to. But Jamie, first I want to ask you, because I asked you guys to watch this movie, but it's definitely been on your radar. I know that for a fact. So tell me where you first heard about it, or did you want to watch this movie before I told you to do it?
Actually, yeah, no. Before you saw it, or before you told me to go see it, I saw it at Walmart, and I've been kind of seeing it all over like Instagram and a bunch of like what was it, like Fright Rags and like all these different horror websites. And I was like, this seems like it could be up my alley. And when I saw it in Walmart and it was like $10, I was like, this is worth a risk for me. I can buy a movie for $10 and be totally happy with it, whether it's good or bad. And the gamble paid off in my favor. Not so much Chris's, but definitely mine.
I don't say that. But...
Well, I know when they released it, it's a Shudder. It's considered a Shudder original, but it didn't release on Shudder originally, so people were buying it, which is a wild thought to me. But it is now on Shudder, so you can watch it if you pay for Shudder. But $10 is a great deal.
Shudder, or is made for Shudder, but it came out released first?
No. So with the Shudder originals, I think, and Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong here, people make movies and then Shudder. It's like every streaming service does this.
Right.
They buy, like they just buy it, and then it becomes their like original movie, which is definitely what happened with this one.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Like Letterkenny with Crave TV, and then it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu? Wait, what?
Yeah, Letterkenny went from Crave TV. It's only Crave TV Canada, and now it's Hulu US. So like it's a Crave original, but it's on Hulu, like exclusively for the US. So
gotcha.
Something like that.
Yeah. Basically, these streaming services have mad money to spend on content. Good for them. And in this case, it paid off because
must be nice.
It's great. Must be nice.
I have to tell you guys something. So I think I said this when we were watching it, Jimmy, you and I, the other day to screen this movie. I remember now. So I'm a big fan of the YouTube channel they have. It's called the Schmodown, which is a movie trivia show, and all these people come to compete. It's kind of a weird show where they actually like try to get themselves to be characters, because the guys who invented this show, they love wrestling. So it has like this, like sometimes the people who are competing have like characters and they give themselves funny names. So they do different, different genres of trivia. Sometimes they have a Star Wars game. They have what they call an inner geekdom, which is like all comic book movies and like all that kind of sci-fi stuff. And then they have just all general movies as one tournament or one competition. But I was watching a horror one, and the girl's name said PG, and I believe that was her name that she gave herself for that competition, was Psycho Goreman. And then it came to me like later on that day after I watched it. So I had heard of it, and then now that's where all the hype was coming from, I guess, prior to me seeing it. So now it was like I was putting the pieces together why you wanted me to watch it so badly.
All right, so
definitely
you weren't completely.
That's all I can say.
I do a quick shout out. So my friend Anthony from the Hauntsville Cryptcast podcast is the one who turned me on to this movie.
Well, Anthony, I like to thank you, actually. Thank you, Anthony.
This is Anthony's fault. He came over to one of our friends' house one night, and he's like, "You want to watch a movie?" And we were like, "Sure." He's like, "I just watched this," before he came to hang out, and he watched it literally again like an hour or two later. That's how much he enjoyed it. But yeah, check out Hauntsville Cryptcast if you're a horror fan. They're great. But this is also Anthony's fault because he introduced me to do it. Started this chain reaction. It's like what's that movie? Oh, Pay It Forward, where you do like one good deed and then person does like one good deed. That's basically what this is.
I think Kevin Spacey in that.
I think so.
Pay It Forward.
He's done a lot of good deeds, so that makes a lot of sense.
Was it 100 Good Deeds for Eddie McDowd?
No. What is
paid it
that,
forward.
Jim?
Anyways.
That was a TV show on Nickelodeon where a guy gets turned into a dog and he has to do 100 good deeds to become human. And it got canceled
my
after 13
God.
episodes.
I do remember that show. Wow.
I don't. Sorry.
But yeah, Psycho Goreman. This movie, from the very first second. First of all, let's talk about the kids because they are just amazing.
You want to talk about the kids before the crawl?
Okay, let's talk about the crawl. Sorry,
Usually
we go in order of a movie, but when we don't write things down.
That's a point. That crawl was pretty epic for a start. I was like, okay, all right. Actually,
okay, Jim, and then
so that's one of my highlights of this movie, by the way. You think I hate this movie?
Is the crawl?
No, there's mythology to it that they invented.
Yeah.
And this whole crawl is pretty crazy and wacky, but at least there's mythology, which I can respect,
Yeah, I guess in a movie like this, they could have easily just dropped you into it without any story about what's going on, backstory of Psycho Goreman. So it's nice that they gave you some context and grounded it a little bit more.
They give you exposition 4 times anyways in this movie, so
yeah. I don't know, Jimmy, is there something specific you wanted to say about the crawl? Because you were super excited.
Like Chris pretty much said it. Like, it was actually very descriptive, and it gave you like a pretty solid backstory. So what it was leading you into, and then of course, like you were saying, like that pretty much wraps up the crawl. Like, I don't want to really go into it. I'd rather people watch it than overly describe it. But like you were saying, let's get into those kids. Because I know the girl.
It's okay, Jimmy. I have the whole crawl written right here, so I'll read it to you guys right now.
Oh, Chris has it. Give us all the backstory.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Actually, this is the crawl to me anyways. It's a blank napkin. That's all I need to know.
Oh.
Those are all my notes for this movie.
You don't want to talk about the planet Gygax? Named after the guy who made Dungeons and Dragons?
Is that really where they got the name from?
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, interesting. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons person.
Gary Gygax.
But the kids, the sweet angels of this movie. She's my hero. I can't think of what her name is. I've seen this movie like 3 times now, and I can't even remember her name. But which is fitting because in the movie he can't remember the brother's name, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the kids, she is just so like a spitfire. And like, I hope she gets like bigger roles and breaks into not B movies because that would be great.
Child actors that I can't stand.
Which is weird because you love like 80s and 90s
I can't
movies. You don't like her?
No, remember we talked about this on the Foodies podcast last time. Remember?
No, I know. But you don't like the girl in this movie?
She's a good actress. I just can't stand her character.
I don't think you're really supposed to like her.
Oh, I hate her.
She's kind of like Alexis from...
Yes, I give her credit for absolutely. She nails the role of the character of the. I want to just slap you across the face every minute that comes out of your mouth. But you're right. I agree.
She was the alpha female.
Yeah, but that was the point too, and I get that. But it was just too much for me. The parental me just started cringing every 5 seconds. So I was like, oh. You haven't worked with kids that I've actually worked with that are that just horrendous, and I just like want to just. And Jimmy, now you probably have had a little more experience seeing some things like that to understand, but
I tell you, I want the kids to start playing crazy ball. That's
exactly. There you go.
If I could understand the rules, then
we could play. That was clever though too. That they had this interesting made up game. So I give them credit for that too. I thought that was cool, and I knew that was foreshadowing for something way down the road.
Yeah, of course. But if we could understand the rules of crazy ball, maybe we could play crazy ball. But I don't think there are any rules. I think they just do whatever.
Jumping
It's like when
jacks,
you're
up in the air,
it's like when
around.
you're a kid and you're playing the game and you're just like cards or something and you're just like, I win, and your parents are like,
Yeah,
sure.
that's Julian from Big Daddy, basically, where he just like anything you say, it doesn't matter because he's gonna change the rule as you're trying to play by the rules that they made up in the first place. Yep.
That's crazy ball. That's
kid rules. Get used to it.
Oh, and the sweet angel of the movie as well. Oh my God, what's his name? Alistair.
Alistair.
Love him in all his 5 seconds of actual screen time.
Wait, who is he?
He's the kid.
Was he? Wait, that was good. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you there.
He's the kid who turns into the brain.
Oh my God. Okay.
I love. He's like, do you ever think I'll be normal again?
That's when I knew this movie didn't just jump a shark. It jumped like 3 continents full of sharks. And I was still watching the mess of it. I'm like,
that was a dope like puppet.
No, well, that was going to be my other
It's 90s
positive about this
Power
movie.
Rangers.
The practicals are unbelievable.
I do have one problem with the practical. Like, none of the actors can move their mouth, and every time I watch this movie, it bothers me
The voice
to
acting
not
is
see
on
them be
point.
able to articulate and move their jaw.
But like
That
the
bothers
voice
me a lot.
especially the
Power
main
Rangers
character,
villain.
Psycho Goreman.
What did you say, Jimmy? They're Power Ranger villains?
Yeah, we said this is
it's all
rated
like
R
Power
Power
Rangers
Rangers.
special effects.
Yeah.
That's the entire movie. The straight Power
I
Rangers.
mean, so
Or
true.
influenced by that somehow, or just maybe just came off that way because of the practical. I don't know, but like that fight scene in the forest, that was something right out of Power Rangers. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like getting lost in the woods. Like you always shoot, like if you're shooting a movie and you're on a budget, like you always just go to the woods to film because it's cheap.
I like it makes sense for a horror
No,
movie
but
too.
like-
Where you're gonna fight a monster scene, you know, or
Yeah.
you know, have them.
But that's the thing though, like, and that's what I think is interesting, like about this movie. Like the first thing the kids do is, right after Crazy Ball, she's like, all right, dig a hole, dig 6 feet into our yard, which by the way, just so happens to be where Psycho Gorman's coffin is.
Sure, I
And we're
believe
gonna
it.
remove the amulet that frees him. And okay, I'm in. It's like I said, Ivan Ooze. We found it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have touched it. We let him out.
So Becky, like I said this to Jim, I think maybe it's toward the end of the movie, but like I was trying to compare this movie because it was hard to find out where the tone was going with this movie. Like it was really funny because of the kids' humor, and then it was like really awkward and serious with like the monsters, and then I was just like, and the alien people, and I'm just like, I'm just jumping all over the place. I couldn't.
I think the issue is you're not a big B movie guy. I don't think
that's
you
okay.
like.
Right,
You're not a big B movie guy, and I think you have to be a B movie lover to actually like this movie.
I am though, because we have over the years. I mean, Jim and I have watched how many B movies though, like this though, like Shark Attack. I put this kind of I compare this to Anna and the Apocalypse, in that kind of weird tone where it's dark and it's kind of goofy and silly.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah.
But at least Hanna and the Apocalypse was a zombie Christmas musical.
You've seen that, Becky?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I think
It's
you would really
fantastic.
enjoy it, actually. That would be a good
I
movie
have to
for you.
watch it.
It's
It
really
sounds
good.
like
It's a lot like this, kind of that weird, kind of all over the place humor, and then it's very dark, like really dark.
that's what I like though. I like that. I like darkness, but
It makes me
with that humor.
uncomfortable most of the time. I just cringe, and it's hard for me to like wrap my head around. So, but I have to remember this is definitely someone's just having fun making a movie. So,
So we talked about the kids, and I think before we talk about the main character, we should talk about the parents really quick because
Oh, please.
Jim and I were dying, by the way,
Susan.
dying. Like we could not stop laughing because of that dad.
Does this look lazy, Susan?
when he goes to shovel to start filling the hole in, and he just like, oh my wrist.
It was great.
We're so confused what happened. We're like, what? We thought he was
He's
cute.
lazy.
He's just
Would do the rest of the
He's
work, but then
lazy.
he has a brace on the rest of the movie. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because he's milking it.
And then it's like, right, because he's milking it, but he's just like, just a terrible, amazing,
he has
weird
a heart
guy.
of gold.
Oh my god, yeah. But just what a bizarre. It's like they kept the camera on that guy just to see what he kept doing, though. If you noticed, after
Yeah.
everything stopped talking, it was just like another like 3 or 4 minutes of him just like awkwardly trying to think of something new to say or do.
I didn't notice that, but
Oh, I picked it up right away too. I'm like, okay, they're just milking this. See what else he's gonna say. I felt like he improv half of this stuff.
probably I would have
Yeah.
loved.
It's funny. It's really funny.
What were you gonna say, Jimmy?
No, I'm saying I was just telling Chris it's possible that he improv'd it.
I could be wrong, but it felt that way to me. Yeah.
He was just so like he has such a heart of gold, but he's so impossibly lazy. And how they mixed the two towards the end of the movie was just so perfect. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's like I get it.
Yeah.
At the heart
Like-
of it, still, he loves his kids. That's at the heart of it. That's where he's at. As lazy as he is.
I don't know why I love the line. He picks up the TV in the warehouse and it's like, this TV is still bleeding. I don't know why it makes me laugh every time I watch it.
Why was the TV bleeding?
Like, and he's like, still bleeding? How do you even
Still
know
bleeding.
it's bleeding? What's happening?
That's because when Psycho Goreman sent the message to his
Yes.
his partners, the TV started to bleed,
Yeah. But
and
he
that was the
didn't
whole
see it.
thing.
That's what I
But
mean.
didn't
The
see it, so that's why it
oblivion
says-
that he
he's
is
like,
to just
still-
everything.
Yeah. I don't know.
Actually,
got such a
everybody in
great
this
character.
movie is oblivious to everything. That's the whole point. Even the people watching it, including me.
I feel like when you watch movies with kids, the parents tend to be like those Goonies parents. They're either like completely oblivious, too busy working, or like tell the kids to stop all the time. And like the parents in this movie are like complete opposites of like every stereotype in a kid's movie that we grew up with. And it works so well with the dynamic of their children.
I just found everybody slightly unlikable. I didn't want to
Yeah,
be friends with these people at the end of the day. I'm like, okay, you go back to
Boo.
watching TV weird, but you're funny. Like you can entertain.
Okay.
Walk away.
Then let's talk about the man of the hour.
Ivan
Let's
Ooze
talk
himself.
about
Ivan Ooze,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Wait,
He was
well, Jimmy
very
and I,
oozy.
actually, what were we doing throughout this whole movie, by the way?
Besides just sitting there and enjoying it.
No, what was I doing the whole time?
Oh,
Do you remember?
so the two Becky decided that it was the song by the Talking Heads. What was it? Psycho Killer. It was no longer
Oh.
Psycho Killer. It was Psycho Goreman. So every time you went,
I was singing that the entire movie.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I was just going,
Run, 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 run,
because I
run,
hate that song too,
run.
by the way.
But it works.
I laugh when I hear it though, because Jim knows I hate it, but it was on Guitar Hero for so long, so I would always sing it like around the house. Psycho Goreman.
Now I can't get it out of my head. We should definitely
Exactly.
cover
So
it.
think like
We
every
should
time
definitely
there was
cover
like
it into a
not
Psycho Goreman cover.
a transition to another scene or something like that, and just go Psycho Goreman.
I mean Bloodshot for that,
Yeah.
but that's besides the point.
What? Bloodshot the movie?
Yeah, the Bloodshot with Vin Diesel.
With Vin Diesel?
It was based off. It's based off a comic book character, but the opening scene to that movie is him being tortured, and I think Toby Kebbell is the guy that's torturing him, and he does like a dance sequence to Psycho Killer, and is like dancing on his way to kill him, and for whatever reason, that scene always sticks out in my head, and I remember just hearing Psycho Killer, and then, I'm sitting with Chris, and we're watching Psycho Goreman, and now that's all I can think of is Psycho Goreman, and then like
Yeah, but every time he would just come on screen, just Psycho Goreman. Anyway, so I just
You know what?
you had to know that That's what I was
Because
I
doing.
wanted to bring up to you, Chris,
Yeah.
was do you know what character he was dressed at in the woods?
Who he was? He was also
Psycho
someone else?
Goreman. You didn't get the reference?
Oh, the cowboy.
No.
Wait,
He was dressed as Alan Grant from Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's who he was supposed to be.
Cowboy.
Yeah, because it's a
I
joke
thought it was
because
a cowboy.
No,
Does he
he's
have the
Alan
glasses
Grant
on?
because he hates kids. And who else hates kids?
Oh, did
Alan
you get
Grant
that,
from
Jen? I
Jurassic
didn't get
Park.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
Wow.
No,
I
I
was
don't know the
certain
ins
one
and
of
outs
you
of
was
this
gonna
movie.
pick it up.
No, we
It's
just
still
saw
doing
Cowboy.
now.
Cowboy. It's like that hat was off though. I feel like
No,
maybe-
he was dressed like Alan Grant.
Okay. I mean,
I have to watch that again.
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he was wearing like the cowhide pants. And I was like, that's
Sure.
a cowboy.
Are you sure about
No,
that?
he doesn't have cowboy pants on. He has
I thought he did.
like khakis or jeans or something. I think it's khakis.
Khakis?
All right.
Khakis.
Send it to me again, the costume, just so I can double check that. But
I will.
yeah,
I
believe
drew
you.
it. So for Valentine's Day after I saw this movie, I fell in love with it and I made Valentine's Day cards with the characters on it. And I have
That's fantastic.
one with Psycho Goreman dressed as Alan Grant
Okay.
and a bunch of other ones.
He's like,
Yeah, I did.
wake up,
What?
Tim.
Oh. But yes, the man of the hour, Psycho Goreman. Not only did he dress like Alan Grant, but his character is just so
Over the
out
top.
there and like over the top, yeah. But I love it.
What's that guy who acts that voice as him though? I mean, I know it's him probably in there as well, but like I'm sure he has to do,
It might. I mean, they definitely did voiceover for. There's a lot of like voiceover
I don't
in
know
this
that.
movie that you can notice. I noticed it, and I
Okay,
think
so
a
maybe-
lot of.
Someone else. I didn't look or care to look, but
I'm not sure if Psycho Goreman has a different actor from the voice acting too, but there is a lot of voiceover
I think he
in
did.
this movie. Good for him. I mean, to wear that costume, to wear all that prosthetics and makeup for this whole
Yeah.
movie, like I'm sure they shot all the other side characters like in one day. Like they threw them in costume and tried to film as much as they could, but
Well, one of them was more or less
definitely-
a hand puppet.
which one?
The one guy
that
on-
was the
the one guy
cleverness
on
of
the
this.
council.
Yeah, that was clever. The brain guy was like a puppet.
Oh yeah.
That I thought was kind of interesting to see. Like the you could see it's almost very cosplay. A lot of this, some of the costumes in this, but like for a low budget horror flick to have all that kind of prosthetics, I'm sure is still a lot of intense, crafting.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so I don't know how super low budget this movie was because the director has made other movies that are relatively popular. I've never seen them, nor could I tell you their names off the top of my head. But if anything, the budget went on the costumes. If that makes sense.
It was clearly not the story. So
Yeah.
Maybe it was the hit song.
Well, it was the what?
Psycho Goreman.
No, not that hit song.
Oh,
They had to spend. Oh, well, yeah. The
The
song
Frig Off
is
song.
Frig
Oh
Off
yeah,
is-
although that's I forgot the band they had with just the brain kid, or no, he was on drums, right?
With Psycho Goreman on drums.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God.
Fantastic.
At that point, we were
fantastic. It
just
was
like,
great.
Okay, we get it now. We're like, we see what this movie is.
Now we get it. We
Because it
finally
became like
get
weird
it.
science weird. That's what I kind of started thinking about, like weird science. You ever see that movie?
Weird
Not
song.
since I was a kid.
They build their own woman, dream girl. Who's in that movie? Michael Anthony Hall. There we go.
Oh yeah. Well,
Anthony Michael.
also another
Older
great
brothers. What's his name? He's no longer with us, sadly. Bill
River
Paxton.
Phoenix.
And
Oh,
not
Bill
Paxton.
Paxton.
not Del Paxton, by the way, from that thing you did. Different.
What was I gonna say? Another great song in Weird Science. No?
Weird Science.
No Oingo
That's-
Boingo?
that's Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't know. You were both staring at me like,
Danny
what is she
Elfman.
talking about? Yes, Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman.
I mean, so we talked about the crawl, but we didn't talk about the like flashback scene where
world.
Psycho Goreman's.
I enjoyed
Like-
those scenes. I thought that was pretty cool.
You mean the scene
Yeah,
where he gets
it
cut
was
off?
really cool.
To see like what the exposition I was saying, like where he kind of comes from, you can visually see that. The fact that they went that far, I was like, they're actually showing this as best they can.
Yeah, I mean, those are cool. That was cool. It reminded me of like this is
Like
a
I wanted that
stretch
movie
for sure,
honestly.
but it reminded me of
It's like
the
Lord of the
backstory
Rings.
of you prequel Psycho Goreman.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. To see like him getting the what you call it, whatever. What was that thing called that she carries around? That they find in the coffin. That's what controls him.
Oh, the
Oh
amulet?
yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
To see him get that, like
Seeing
as
him
a
get-
story, even though we see it basically, but I don't know.
It reminded me of I just finished reading didn't finish reading, but I'm in the process of reading Sandman. I don't know if Jimmy's ever read it
Neil
because I
Gaiman.
know you don't like. Yeah, he has like an amulet like
I haven't
that.
read it yet, but
So
I'm
it reminded me
interested.
of that.
It's been around quite some time.
It's one of those things where there's so much to it that I have not given it the time. Like American Gods, I haven't given that the time at all.
I tried
Yeah,
reading it. but I fell
same.
asleep. It's a Sandman.
What?
Well, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was supposed to be Dream.
But I tried reading it and then I fell asleep.
Was he
Yeah.
really? I hate him.
I know, we
on the
talked about
Netflix
this.
show.
Everything we like, she hates, basically.
I don't know. But
Do we
Becky
have
and I
to talk
like
about
Psycho
5
Goreman.
Days of Summer again?
Nope.
I know it's true. Jimmy and I are on the Psycho Goreman train.
We're gonna make you watch the best movie he's ever been in, which is Angels in the Outfield.
I've seen that movie, but
I thought Chris was
I
going to stick
love
50-50.
Third Rock from the Sun.
50-50 is actually pretty good though. I think you would like 50-50 much
I
better.
heard it was.
50-50 is great.
Oh
He's
no,
great.
definitely. I like
Oh,
Third
you
Rock from the
said
Sun.
50-50.
I love him in that.
Yeah, me too.
But
I was
no,
watching-
Third Rock is still very good, Becky.
That's
Unfortunately,
what I hate about
my
you though.
favorite episode was not on the other day, where Dick wants to tell everyone that he wants to ride a bicycle. That was my favorite
What?
thing he does. He's on a double date, and it's going so awkward for him, and he stands up and he's like at attention at the table, and he's like, "My name is Dick Solomon. My favorite cover is red, and my dream is to one day be able to ride a bicycle."
I love
Straight.
that. Yeah,
That's like Charlie Kelly going
it's like
on.
this,
I'm a
this
full-on
couple that they go
rapist.
out with. It's like this couple they go out with that Mary's really excited to go out with. That was who he's dating, the other teacher or whatever.
Yes, I know.
And then
I've watched
they
the
had
show.
No, I know, you know, but I'm saying like, and they're at like dinner with this crazy couple that she's obsessed with, but he's just like overwhelmed. He doesn't know how to act around them, just like somebody meeting new for the first time. So he's just like, oh. Everybody. Anyways, okay, back to the actual show of Psycho Goreman.
I also so this is
Psycho
random,
Goreman.
but I love when she's I feel like we should have done a spoiler alert in the beginning of this episode because we talked about so many details, but whatever. They're in the diner and she has her like schedule and she's like, but that's where we're supposed to do upside down karaoke. She's like trying to move her schedule around. It's like the most random things ever.
And then she moves whatever it was to Sunday, and then everything works out fine.
Everything works out. Everything's fine. I just love her so much. And like the jokes
her.
land to me so well.
Here again.
Christopher.
Sure.
Chris wanted to know if this was payback for
This is
him
payback.
making me watch Their Back. But you didn't make me watch Their Back. My brother and
But
his
dinosaur
wife wanted me
tail?
to watch Their Back.
Yeah, but true. But I actually was looking forward to this because I thought it was something that I knew that I could find something to relate with somewhere. Boy, was
Psycho
that
Goreman.
yeah.
You like some
Humor,
of
the
it.
humor I relate with. That was about it. And some of the cool
Oh, there's so much to relate with though.
you're probably
But
right.
we're back in the beginning though. And we're talking about when the theme song came on, that opening sequence song. We both looked up at each other and said, "The Power Rangers guy wrote this."
Yeah, that was exactly what we thought though too. Yeah, there was like a diddle 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 diddle. There's like a tapping guitar part in the beginning where they're playing Crazy Ball. It was pretty cool. So this was definitely, I think P meant Power Ranger Goreman, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible, but I think there's a lot of like inspiration and other things that you could see probably in this movie somewhere.
Yeah,
but it was very
sci-fi
Power Ranger-y.
horror. Yeah,
sci-fi horror.
there's kids in it, which is like you said, it's like could be a nod to any kids movie, honestly. Stuff, yeah.
It had everything.
Very true.
Literally everything.
No, like literally everything. But you know what one of my favorite characters was the zombie cop guy when he gets like his face melted
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
just like walking around.
Hoping you
Like,
can bring
"Kill
up that
me."
guy.
He kept shooting
He's
himself.
like
and
shooting
because it
his
became a part
gun.
of him,
I was just like,
and he just
wow.
kept living.
Like,
Just kept living.
can you
Just
feel
kept
this
going.
guy? He's just moaning the whole time. It's just like, no.
And then he gives her the Valentine that says, "Please kill me."
Amazing.
And
It's
she's
amazing.
like, "No."
She's a
I love
bitch.
it so much.
Sorry, she was. Oh my God, terrible. So angry.
Love her. Love it. It's so funny.
I hope they never meet anybody like that in real life.
What, they gives you a Valentine that says, "Please kill you."
Please kill me.
I would just be like, kill him. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Yeah, this movie made me realize how human beings can really just, treat ourselves so nicely sometimes. And we just want to
Well,
die.
I mean, it's weird because I grew up with a sibling. I mean, I'm nowhere near her. I'm nowhere near the brother in this
We
movie.
did
But like,
too.
but like, you and your brother are like not. Are you? How close in age are you guys?
Yeah, just a few years apart. He's 2 years older.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe because I'm a girl and he's a boy. Like, I mean, I also have a twin.
You guys
so
are
we're the same
literally
age, but
Seconds or minutes within age.
But like
so.
we used to we played together all the time. Like there wasn't really a moment in the day where we didn't play in the yard together. Like my parents were perfectly confident leaving us to be without like supervising us and doing like, so I could see like, yeah, that's where I relate to. Like I could see us like making up a game or I don't know, digging a hole, like trying to do some cheeky stuff that like
sibling stuff.
Yeah. That's it was relatable to me in that way.
I think, yeah, with the game stuff I related to as well. Sure.
But even how they act, like I'm not like her at all, but like there's always, especially with my brother and I, there's definitely one, he's probably gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I'm definitely the more brave one than he is, and he's definitely the more like rational one and stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
Jimmy, does that make sense?
What am I saying? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Shut up.
Said Shutter your mouth.
Shout out Shutter. I don't know. Did you relate at all to their relationship? Say what you were going to say first and then answer the question.
Yeah, it was just that if I saw a kid like that, I didn't do it.
Shout out Shutter. I gave my cousin my free 30-day trial to Shutter that came with Psycho Goreman so that he can watch it. So Foodies Never Die. I might have something to say about Psycho Goreman in the near future on their, on their channel.
I feel like Trav would get a kick out of that.
He would. We watch a lot of B movies together.
Yeah, he probably
even C movies, D movies, E movies.
Yeah, like
sometimes
I think that's what I like I've seen so many bad movies. I just love watching bad movies. I love trauma movies. I don't know if Chris has definitely never seen trauma movies, but Jimmy, maybe you've seen a trauma movie or two.
I'm not a big, but I'm not a big like this horror, like you said, B movie kind of guy though either. I mean, I am when I'm watching, I guess, with like, I think I said I had a great time watching it because if I watch with a friend or I watch it for this particular reason where I get to talk about how crazy and zany it is, then yeah, sure, of course I'll enjoy watching it. But like I said, just for my own enjoyment, you will probably never catch me doing that.
Yeah.
Sorry, sad life.
I mean, I know you're like you have the habit of like turning on the television and whatever
If it's not a
whatever
sitcom,
like 90s
pretty much
movies
don't
on
watch
or whatever
TV.
sitcoms on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. My life
Yeah.
will just form a sitcom around me one day. As I'm sitting.
But that's what I do with like Amazon Prime or Shudder, like whatever random movie is there, I'll turn it on. And even if it's bad, I'll just turn it off if I can't watch it. If
So
it's unwatchable.
I wanted to ask, so Jimmy and I definitely had the funniest moment. Obviously, not the moment that I named my drink after, but there's another moment that I want to talk about with the dad when he's just sitting on the toilet. And between the two of us, he started going first. I'm like, what is going on right now? And then the fact that he's just like, I don't know where that is. Wow. It's down the street to the left or whatever. And then he goes like, oh, and then goes, it reminds me, Jimmy, do you remember Loaded Weapon with Emilio Estevez?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where like Tim Curry shoots Whoopi Goldberg once, and he goes like, is that on Alpine Street or whatever? She's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's on this street. And he goes, thank you. And then shoots her again.
Yeah.
And then he goes like,
Yeah.
he goes, wait a minute, as she's dying. Like, it's actually, if you go around this way, you make like, it just reminded me of that. It's so funny. But what were you saying?
I really wish that would be like
what?
GPS.
Yeah.
That should be a GPS feature. I would have that on my GPS just for the ridiculousness of it. Of just
Waze needs to hook us up.
I should make a left.
It's at the ravine.
So funny.
Hysterical. But
I also love,
we were saying before.
like, oh no, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, back to what you were saying before. With my sibling, no, I did not have this type of relationship with my brother, even though we're only about 2.5 years apart. We did not have that frig off ish, I'm going to boss you around mentality. We kind of just left each other alone, and then when we had to do something, we did something. We had the same toys. We had to have our own toys that were the same. There was a period where we didn't really talk, and then video games actually brought us back together. So
you guys have quite a bit of difference in age, though, too.
No, it's 2.5 years. It's not much.
I
different.
thought it was more than that. Really? I thought it was like 3.
No, 2.5. It
Oh,
seems
so-
like 3 because it's 3 grades.
Oh, same with my brother, though, too.
Is one of you a January baby
Yeah,
or
he
a
is.
December baby? No, January. Yeah.
Who is?
Yeah, my brother's January. I'm August.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a bossy kid, but like, you get 2 kids. Again, it's probably because my brother and I literally
Just
grew up at
putting
the
image of
same
this little girl
trajectory of time. What'd you say?
I don't know. I said I didn't know you at this age, but like you're just trying to defend yourself, knowing I was exactly like that at that age.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't bossy.
I wanted my own Psycho Goreman just to kill everybody. That little girl dead.
No.
What was funny was the first thing Chris
Oh,
said to me about that girl was she reminded him of the girl from, I don't know if you watched on Netflix, Daybreaker.
Yeah.
Daybreaker or Daybreak.
No.
Something with it. It was a like zombie apocalypse.
Matthew Broderick
show.
was in it too. And it kind of started off like a Ferris Bueller type of breaking the fourth wall. And it was cool. I like the concept. It just went nowhere, and the characters were so unlikable and just like annoying. And this little girl, same thing, just bitchy and just cursing and just you just wanted you just want her to die. It's just like, can you die? Because you're not doing anything nice or anything fun. You're just being annoying. And for I guess other girls are just find that humorous. I find it just like stupid and just not entertaining. I get annoyed.
How misogynistic of you.
Well, go away. What did you say? I didn't hear you. Sorry. how you feel when you're sorry.
Oh man, I don't know. I hope, honestly, like, I hate to say this because, like, but it's been a weird year of movies. It was one of the most fun movies I saw within the
by
last
far.
year.
New, very new, yeah.
I've seen this movie like 3 times. I'll throw it on in the background when I don't, like, when I don't know, doing something else.
It's a great 90 minutes.
It really is. And
That's all it is.
It's like 3 hours to me.
It's a
like,
full, like,
really is.
because it's a full 90 minutes. Like, they use every second of screen time to, like, fulfill the movie. Like, if there's no nonsense.
I guess.
Chris is thinking, he's like, I need to find the nonsense in this script.
No, he really didn't. And I found it so bizarre that he didn't, given how much he really enjoys like Power Rangers and like the mid-90s.
That's why I thought you were going to love it.
Me too.
Early 2000s, mixed with a bit of 80s touch kind of a thing.
I was expecting it to be more serious. I thought it was like an actual like scary kind of movie. I had no idea what I was getting into. That's why. I wish you'd said like, oh, by the way, he's like, nope, you're gonna watch this and just enjoy it the way it is. It's fine. I'm glad you did.
That's how I enjoyed it. I did not know what to expect at all. I was just like thrown in, and I was like, I love it. I'm on board.
There was a good year where Jim and I would go to Blockbuster and we would rent all those type of really stupid, crazy horror movies, like Ginger Dead Man. If you ever seen that with Gary Busey.
Yes, I have seen it.
What was the one that we also watched? Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
But Jack Frost.
I put this up with that.
Jack Frost is amazing.
What does that even mean? It is amazing.
Okay, so amazing to me means
yes,
that it's entertaining and I enjoyed it. Not that it's a good movie, and I probably should have mentioned that to you before this one.
Hey, all film is subjective, as we always say, guys. It's how it makes you feel.
Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
You were just watching Tomcats.
I wasn't getting into that movie because I never seen it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Son, right? What's his first name?
Jerry O'Connell.
Well, no, Jerry O'Connell, but isn't that Gary Busey's son, the blonde hair?
Yeah,
dude?
Jake Busey.
Jake Busey. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, what happened to all these people? I miss them.
Starship Troopers happened.
True. Anyways, to say some positives though about this movie. I think I got them all. I think there was some other ones. No.
So you tapped out?
No, I just think like once we figured out what the heck the movie was, I was able to just kind of relax and just keep watching it. So yeah. And then I don't know. I have a tough time just being like, oh. And then like
Chris, you could have had a warrior's death.
I probably should at the end of this movie. Like
that's one of my favorite effects, like just like
I know that was gonna say the effects for that. Like the practical effects are creepy and kind of well done for the sake of not doing too much. You know, there's no computer really graphics, and the ones that are really rough, and you can tell like they had to just use it sparingly for this movie. But like the practical use is really well done, actually.
Yeah. And like even like the CGI effects are just so cheesy, and it works because of the nature of the movie. Like it's perfect.
It's what we wanted.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it was like
it's
Power.
Really
that's how I felt at the end of like a lot of the animation of the special effects.
It was like what?
Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Of that caliber.
Even like when you're introduced, what was it? The Templar, the more evil that is, you know, basically the industrialists of Psycho Goreman's galaxy who were enslaving and
yeah, that was cool. I like that stuff. It was dark and weird, but I liked it.
And like they're angelic, but like they're evil.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get. I thought this is like, and it's like it's such a misleading title that it says it's a fun movie for the whole family. That's what it says in the cover.
It really was.
It is though.
Family. And
you know, it depends.
Like,
I was a kid. I watched
and
weird
then
shit.
destroy the rest of the world. I'll spare your family, but now I'm going to kill everybody else. What's the point? It's like, what's the point of that?
Well, maybe we
Then
should
he
talk about
becomes
the
gigantic.
ending. Let's not talk about the ending. We don't want to spoil it too much for
We won't
people.
talk about the Zord.
There was
Huh?
a Zord.
Like from
Well,
Power
it was
Rangers?
like when Goldar in the
No.
beginning of the first episode.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Let
When
my
Kim became a
monster
giant. Yeah, it became
grow.
Power Rangers. You're right. He became a giant. And he started blowing up buildings and stuff. I was like, oh my god, that is Power Rangers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alerts. Spoiler.
We call this movie SA. Spoiler alert.
Let's bring it back.
Okay.
Psycho Goreman, spoiler alert podcast.
I forgot what episode we were talking about, and I was like, we should say spoiler alert in front of some of our episodes in case. But we review
like this,
movies
and
that
then
are
you can
so
just put it
old.
right above our heads and just go spoiler alert right on the
Spoiler
thing.
alert.
I think you should do
It's
it
one of
like
those things, if you haven't seen it by now, I can't help you. This one you can say spoiler.
we'll put it in the
alert, but
description.
the other
Spoiler
one-
alert if you really
Yeah, spoiler
never
alert.
see this or watch it, but you know.
It's not like we're reviewing a Marvel movie here. Like, come on, people. If you're watching this
It
video,
almost
you
feels like
have a
an-
very specific purpose.
I'm not mad about it. I'm gonna lie, I'm not mad.
Jim had a good time with this movie, and that's what made me happy, I think. Seeing Jim have a good time.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. I don't care about me anymore.
really
I
have a good
I
time.
want to see everybody else being happy.
No. Tell that
See, Chris
to
only had a good
the
time when he
dinosaur
was seeing
tale.
Psycho Killer,
Chris.
Psycho Goreman.
It's called A Dinosaur Story, Becky.
Jimmy said a dinosaur tale too before. So
Well, he's wrong.
That was fucking fun.
Dinosaurs do have tails, so I guess that's where you guys get the mix up. I don't know.
well, they should have named it
No, I was just
dinosaur
fucking
tale.
fun.
I just called it We're Back my whole life. And then I was like, oh, right, it has a subtitle with a dinosaur.
Chris just
story.
really likes the Super Nintendo game for We're
I
Back.
do. I really do. It's so fun.
He found it. He found it.
I know,
It
but I
didn't
need
work,
to
right?
plug. I have to, Jimmy, remind me, I have to get a plug for my Super Nintendo. My other one I don't think is working. Can't get to
Yeah,
work.
you got to get the 3-prong.
Yeah, I don't know. The that little pin one just doesn't want to work for some reason. I don't know.
Ancient technology,
All right, at this point, everything is just
like a VHS,
on a phone.
which Psycho Goreman should have came out on.
I'm sure
I would've bought it.
someone will do
Maybe
it.
I would have liked it on VHS a little better because it's when that movie probably should have came out. This movie should have came out in like 90, 2000. I don't know.
All right,
Three or
I got one for the two of you. Now, Chris, you might remember this more so because of Blockbuster. Becky, you more so because of your sci-fi horror-esque thing. Have you guys watched The Guyver? It was an 80s
I
movie based
haven't,
on
but
an
I know you guys
anime.
talk about it all the time, and I know it's Mark Hamill. Yeah,
Mark
it's
Hamill's
not a
in
good movie.
Mark
I know it's
Hamill's
not a good
on
movie.
the island, he's in the movie.
But it
I
more
have
or
More or
never
less,
less,
it's
heard of
like,
it.
you know, a creature feature. Okay,
Mhm.
more
pretty good one
more
to
or
watch.
less. Yeah, to put it in the perspective, this guy ends up getting an alien bio boosted armor suit that he has to keep away from other evil aliens. And when he wears the suit, he's like super ninja and super killer and bloodlust galore kind of a thing. And the aliens are all like weird bug looking monster kind of things that he has to like go and basically kill so that they don't take the suit from him. It's really cheesy. It's definitely a watch, I would say. Just because Mark Hamill in a non-Star Wars role, I would say is worth a shot. But it had a very terrible sequel that I think Chris saw more than the original,
I did.
and it features a dead Budweiser product called Bud Dry, and I just have to plug that in general because I have to.
What's the sequel called?
The Guyver 2,
The Guyver 2.
Uh,
The original.
Dark something, but it's the Guyver 2.
MacGyver.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
keep thinking
MacGyver.
you're saying. I mean, it sounds like
No,
something
it's,
right up my alley. The Guyver.
Yeah, no, definitely watch it when you get a chance. I don't think it's on Shudder, but it could be out there. Definitely Amazon Prime, I want to say,
Oh yeah,
for free.
probably.
I hope.
Those free
I hope too, because I'm not gonna
apps,
pay for it.
movie apps, maybe you might find
That
it,
sounds
too.
like something Shudder needs to get though. And I'm surprised they don't have it because if it's on Amazon Prime for free, Shudder, because Shudder and Amazon Prime, I don't know what their deal is. but there's some deal
They
with them.
coincide
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
You might be able to find it on one of those free ones.
Oh yeah, like Tubi,
Free.
Tubi.
one of those.
Well, it's Tubi or not Tubi.
Not to be.
No. Two of the
Oh,
Arnold boys.
Claudius.
I just
Brother.
sorry. That is a question.
Well, gents, any parting shots for this movie?
The final song of this movie reminded me of the end of the 90s Turtles movie, Partners in Crime, Turtle Power song. And Chris said the same thing.
Wait, Jimmy.
Hey, hold on, Jimmy. We can't hear
We
you
can't
too
hear
well.
you.
Hold on, we have interference. Hold on, my phone is bleeding. Is that okay?
But really, you sound like you're underwater. We can't hear you.
I am coming back.
Do you have me now?
No.
About the same, but you can finish out. I'm sure we'll get it later. Did you move your microphone?
No.
I'm using my phone.
Oh no.
Maybe it's just your connection. I think you're free.
Well, now you froze, so.
Probably the connection.
Okay, probably
right.
to connect.
Finish,
All right.
finish it off. It's fine.
Go ahead,
See,
Jimmy.
you guys keep freezing on and off. All right, so the final song of the movie is where I was getting at. Was like the ending of the 90s Ninja Turtles movies where Partners in Crime or Partner in Crime, I forget their name.
Yeah, they definitely had that ending. That's right.
Yeah, no, it was like that turtle power rap, but like Psycho Goreman rap. And that also hit home. Very much
Absolutely,
enjoyed
was a
that.
reference to turtles. It had to be. Absolutely.
It had to have been. It's like it literally had everything in this movie, as far as any reference that I could think of between 80s and 90s pop culture and just overall excitement. I mean, the gore alone was perfect. The ridiculousness of it. I mean, the melting faces, the walking zombie, who was a cop, kind of reminded me of Maniac Cop. But
I got weird chills from, I think it was that acid melting face scene in RoboCop 2, which I always get grossed out about. Was that the first RoboCop?
Or
I
Indiana Jones when
they
open the Ark of the
I don't know, that
Covenant.
doesn't freak me out as much because it's quick, but this is like when it stays with them, like let the person die. Like I can't see people suffering.
Like when you first meet PG and he killed that like criminal guy.
Yeah,
and
that
the
guy.
kids come in on him, and the one guy's like, "You will die an eternal death," and he's sitting there and he's just like frozen,
Oh my God, that was...
Yeah.
And the kids are
And he
like,
asked the
"Oh,
kid
how you
actually
doing?
to
All right,
look
I see you're just whatever the heck's going on with you. That's fun. Ha ha ha."
What is going on? The kid knocks him over, and Gorman looks at him and goes, "My masterpiece!" Like, oh, he was so disappointed.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't mention we did mention it, but did you want to mention again the best line, Jimmy, during the
Best line in the movie
during
battle
Super Ball,
of all
whatever,
time.
Crazy Ball, I mean.
So during the climactic Crazy Ball battle, which is crazy in and of itself, with they're versing the main Templar Pandora, who's like an angel robot thing. But earlier in the movie, the little girl gives Psycho Goreman a book of hunky boys, and he's looking at them, and she goes, "You can look at these to learn to like hunky boys." And he just looks at her in disgust, like kind of like Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, and is like, "I do not like hunky boys." And then the camera pans to him as he's looking back, and he's like, "Or do I?" So as he's in that final battle, and he's fighting Pandora, and he's cutting her limbs, and she's bleeding everywhere, and it bleeds on the magazines. And he looks at her in anger, and he's like, "Not my hunky boys!" To kill her. Best battle cry, like just it was so ridiculous and so over the top that I could not get enough of it.
I think
that
we
never
all
realized it,
share that sentiment. It's beautiful, and
It really was. Because it was one of those things, like, to me, where it was like he had a heart, and like he accepted this gift, and he was like,
well, that's what I saw coming, is that like he's gonna turn and be more human or be more. That's usually the
yeah. Well, that's why he was
Hey,
dressed
but he's
like
so androgynous.
Alan
He does scare
Grant.
them, just so he could blow up the rest of the world and have fun with that. And I was like, what? Okay,
You mean
we
when he
all
becomes
have a lesson
Goldar?
here, I guess. So was he gonna blow up everything and just leave the people there with nothing? Like, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me.
He's going to take away all their
I mean,
resources instead of doubling it.
I mean, kind of like Thanos. I get it. You're gonna snap and
It's not a happy
remove half you.
Pretty much.
Not a.
Except the only thing was, like, when Gorman's people came and they all turned on him, and he was like, yo, really? Come on. Like, am I that bad? And they're like, we'd rather stay with them because it was kind of like they're worse than you are. And he was so offended that he was just like, I have to kill all these people. And then the kids wouldn't let him. And the kids, and the one girl's like, nope, you got to take a beating. I'm sorry. And he's just sitting there, and you got to apologize. And he actually, like, he apologized. She's like, okay, now you can kill them. Okay. And then proceeds to kill all of them, warrior's death, as it were, because he felt they fought valiantly, much like with Pandora later on. But I wanted to bring this up right before when the mother drinks the potion that Pandora gives her.
Yes.
And it turns her into the Templar, like, mix.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a, like, I saw it coming, but it was still weird to see.
Why?
Like, just to see that whole, like, because that made me think, well, if those people, like that Templar people, can create more angelic species, A, why haven't they? And B, are they going to? Like, could that be the potential sequel?
Oh, Psycho Goreman sequel.
Yeah, there's
So
not a lot of
gonna-
fun in the movie, Jim, so don't go crazy with it. So
There's a lot of fun to this movie. Are you crazy?
God.
not as crazy as Psycho whoever.
Psycho Goreman.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ba, 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 ba.
Exactly.
Wow, your face looks crazy, Chris. You're like,
He's still going.
I'm
You
down.
can't just enjoy the song.
I just like that song. But
I
not
love
like
the Talking Heads.
that's what we are right now, guys. Talking heads.
It's true. I'm still going with it.
Yeah.
Someone's got to make it.
Becky, I'd like to thank you though for letting me see this. I would never have seen
Oh.
it for you. So thank you for scarring me for life, but also just letting me see something new. I really appreciate it. And
Oh, you're welcome.
I had a lot of fun watching with you. Seriously. So that was also good. The good that comes out of something that I didn't really understand or wasn't my cup of tea or my cup of gore or whatever you want to call it. But it was definitely something
was
that I
impressed.
was able to get through somehow in one piece.
I'm glad you got through it.
And
Thank
this
you, Jimmy,
absolutely
for
would say
watching
that
and
the
joining
last
us.
movie I made you watch.
It's okay. Wild Willie's is next.
I know. I think we're gonna watch it
Wait,
all
you mean-
together, guys, because none of us have seen it.
You mean
correct?
Willy's Wonderland or Wild
Yeah.
Willy's?
No, Willie's Wonderland. I call it Wild Willie's because I bought the Wild Willie's soap.
We might have to wait for that one because my friend James, who Chris knows, Jimmy, you don't know him.
Jaws.
We won't watch it without each other. So when we watch it together, we can do an episode on it.
Sounds good. And we'll watch it together also. So
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
and then maybe we'll get four of us to watch it, and 4 of us on here, maybe if that's possible, or James. But I don't know. That's up to him, obviously.
It would
his
be
schedule.
5 because 1, 2, Jimmy, 4, 5. There's 5
5.
There's 3 of us here.
We talk about
plus me.
James is 4. Other James.
Yeah,
You're James.
you're 3. 1, 2,
not
3.
this James. The other James. You're James
Yeah.
as well.
I'm saying
my
the
James.
4 of us could
It's still
talk about it
4.
on here on an episode.
Where's the 5th?
Where's the 5 coming from?
He's gonna join us and talk about it.
Yeah,
That makes
that's
4.
4 people.
What are you talking about?
You said 5.
1.
Oh, right,
You're
you're right.
2.
You're right. You're right.
Oh boy.
We're
Okay,
on Sax
now.
Avenue.
We all have this now on recording that Becky has to learn 5 and 4. This is something I usually do. I'm glad for once it's not me. But
I'm gonna
you
cut
know,
this
here to
out and
help
no
you.
one's gonna see it.
Happened to me a lot of times. But good way to erase the past is by just talk about it. Just like I wanted to erase the past of watching this movie. So I talk about it.
No way. Best soundtrack
Um,
of 2020.
It was trauma.
Is,
So I talk about
is Psycho Goreman best soundtrack?
Oh, by far.
They did.
I
they-
loved it.
Wait, they released it on vinyl.
Mhm.
That
but
doesn't help
it was
me
like
on
a very
CD
limited
or
release.
digital.
They should have like a bonus song on there. Just went, I'm at 4, not 5.
All right, I made a mistake.
no,
Calm down.
Yeah, it was good though.
But no, Becky, have you ever heard of a band called Ice Nine Kills?
I've heard of them. Yes, I've never listened to them, but I've heard of them.
All right, so they have a couple of like horror themed albums where they do songs based off horror books and movies
Mhm.
and so forth. I think one of the songs was like a Stacy's Mom parody, but it was Jason's mom. So this would be the band I would petition for the Psycho Killer, Psycho Goreman.
Mm.
Oh,
Official
we should
release.
manifest that into reality. That'd be awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Because I would just put that song on repeat and just go.
Becky, we really didn't talk about the score in this movie. I don't know if it had much of a score. Not really, right?
There wasn't much of a score. It was,
It was
like
okay.
three soundtracks.
Like the Galaxy stuff, maybe like that kind of stuff. Is there space?
Yeah, that like electric guitar riff kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of cool, I
Stuff
guess.
like that.
Power Rangers.
Nothing
Yeah,
special.
yeah. It's very reminiscent of like Power Rangers type stuff.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that was the best thing we said. We took away from that, and the ending that sounded like the Turtles ending.
I mean, I would have
Very
liked to
much
have
so.
owned this on vinyl, but
Mm.
it was like a very limited press release that there was no way. No way it was
Because
happening.
vinyl's making a comeback.
It is. I recently got into it. But I don't like to buy new vinyl. I like to go to like thrift stores and whatnot and get like the old school stuff.
So you're the reason Whirling Disc closed because you got into the fad too late. That was a vintage vinyl store on Main Street by us.
If she only bought 5 copies of something instead of 4, maybe would have saved the industry.
What? Oh.
Speaking of vinyls, I see Chris's Bill and Ted vinyl back there.
I'm sorry, Becky. That was too good. Too wonderful.
Chris, you have a Bill and Ted vinyl? What do you got back there?
He does.
Yeah,
Right
this is.
behind
Jimmy just called it out.
Jimmy, you purchased this for me, or you just gave it. I don't know. This is the Wild Stallions on vinyl. I will never open that because it looks too cool. Just the way it looks as a collectible up there. Yeah, that's the music that's going to save the world, guys. So
Or did it?
wait for it. So when we get to do that episode, I would like to ask Jimmy to join us because we have a lot of fond memories, 2 of us, especially the fact that we were Bill and Ted. We pretty much are Bill and
Yes,
Ted
we
to
were.
this day. So once we get around to do that episode, I would highly recommend we have him.
I won't do
Back
it.
when I
I
was
won't
here, it's a
watch
girl.
it without you in person, Christopher.
Okay.
You know, I
So,
won't watch it without you.
10 years,
Us
we'll
being
talk
together.
about it. Mhm.
We gotta wait.
Wait, how
What
many
you
years are you
doing?
coming back?
Huh?
How many wait, I'm sorry, how many years are you coming back?
I'll be back
Oh.
in July.
6, 7,
So how many months?
July.
Or how many weeks? How many weeks is that?
From now.
That's
So
5
I'm
weeks,
coming
4
back July 17th. So
Oh, that's 6 weeks. 6 weeks, Chris.
do you want me to count? Is that what you're trying to get me to do?
Sorry.
I think he
but it
will.
really is 5 weeks.
Or is it 6?
Who knows? I'm just kidding.
It might
But
be
I
4.
cannot wait
I
to
can
do
tell
that.
you.
Might
It's
be
okay.
7.
We'll wait for you whenever it happens.
Okay.
Here.
Um,
She said 4. It's not here.
but yeah, gents, I think yeah, I think
We
we've
teased
I think
Gorman enough.
we've teased it enough. I think we've shown our love for it to pay it forward to other people to
I wish
get out there.
Jimmy and I, though, I had to say, I wish we had like a nice beverage before we started this movie. I think that would have just cranked it up just a little bit more.
Mm.
You mean it would have added to singing Psycho Goreman that much better?
Oh, we would have been on the floor by the middle of this movie if we had just like get a couple shots and then we just drank a whole nother case of something.
You could have had your hunky boy drink.
Oh my god, that would have been great.
Oh my god, that should be the official drink of this movie.
The next time I do watch it, if I do, that's a must.
Vodka lemon lime soda.
Oh, that's-
The hunky
But
boy.
is the Shirley Temple version the Not My Hunky Boys? Because that would be the blood that got on the
right,
magazine.
exactly. And if I saw someone drinking it, I try to slap it out of their hand, and be like, "Not my hunky boy."
Oh man.
Battle cry ever.
On that note, and if there's no final thoughts,
There are no thoughts.
there are no thoughts. There are none.
There were no
Zero.
notes. By the way, I had notes that would make sure that there was going to be no notes. I had notes
No,
to
no
make sure
notes.
that
I
there were
have
no
no notes.
Who uses notes?
Good to know.
Not my hunky boys.
Notes. I don't need notes.
Not my hunky boys. No notes.
That's all
No
I
notes
should
for my
write.
hunky
Not
boys.
my hunky boys. These are my notes.
Or do
Um,
I?
All right, guys.
Well,
You've been great.
Jimmy, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
No
for
problem.
being with us, talking about this movie.
Remember to
Anytime.
subscribe to Foodies Never Say Die and Jimmy Bag of Donuts.
Yes, sir.
Follow-
Also, check out Hauntsville Cryptcast since I talked them up a little bit. They're great for you,
Yeah.
you horror fans out there.
hopefully people get to watch this
Um,
and say, "Oh, maybe I should watch that. Maybe it's something interesting."
Maybe they will.
Maybe.
Have you ever thought of that?
Nope.
I think they will. Well,
I
don't
think
listen to
so.
Chris.
So
Don't
we're gonna
listen to
have
him.
to be
Maybe Chris,
special next
Chris
time,
wasn't
guys.
such a big brain.
Oh, well, guys, I'm sorry, but I have to go sing some karaoke upside down. So
Frig
Goodbye.
off.
Hey, we'll see you next week.